Okay, so for the legacies of press coverage of Vietnam, it leaves behind a big trail that America really follows behind and learns between the 1960s and 70s. It really made it so the press remains like a central institution for maintaining the boundaries of consensus, debate, and deviance. And like these rules have fallen even more on the press after the Vietnam War. And with the press being able to push back the government, it also relies on the government heavily to get its infinite information about the political world, which really like controls the population and puts various limited information out to them. And the press is crucial to the success or failure of an administration, because if the press can't keep the people happy, the people will revolt. So as long as the press can like regulate the people in the country, the government will be able to progress and be fine during this hard time for America. And domestic policy was also affected by the Vietnam era. It like dismantled a lot of social welfare and civil rights programs of the 1960s and some in the early 1970s. And it made it possible because it allowed Reagan and Bush administrations to paint those programs as failed policies of misguided liberalism, and it really allowed Reagan and Bush to like mold the country easier due to how the press was able to like push these domestic policies on the people and like tell them what they should think about these policies. And if you compare to how these events played themselves out, the press made a very big difference, being able to change many things in the Constitution and laws and pacts and all these sorts of things. And it becomes clear that the lessons of the Vietnam era have worked for the advantage of the government and their ability to like do what they need to and control and like have the people lean their way compared to having conflict. And in the end, the real legacy of Vietnam is less what's changed like Vietnam, but what was revealed about how press works and like how the government can like develop itself. And ultimately, the question raised by press coverage of Vietnam is the impact of the style of informing both the public and the substance of political discourse in the United States.